Hi, yes, so I'm Jackie Jeffrey and I'm the Chief Officer of Citizens Advice Shropshire, and I'm one of the 4 partners that are working together and providing advice and advocacy services and welfare benefits in Shropshire. That is funded through Shropshire Council, so we do lots of other services as well, but I'm just going to talk to you today about the contracts that the council support. So yes, we are 4 partners working together, voluntary sector agencies, and when we talk about advice, advocacy and welfare benefit services, that kind of contract, for the last 5 years we've been working together to deliver that under a contract called CARN. So some of the professionals here and other services may have heard of CARN but wonder what on earth that means and what it is. And it was a contract, so we promoted ourselves as the Community Advice Advocacy Network to apply for the contract and the commissioning. People get confused about what CARN means or what advice and advocacy services. Because basically what we are 4 organisations that are bedded in Shropshire that have been here many years, that you all know and that you all trust. So the Citizens Advice and my organisation, which provides general advice and welfare benefits for across the board. Our services range from IAS services, which is independent advice and support services for people 0 to 25, their parents and carers, who have SEND issues, and that's what we really cradle to the grave. But for this contract we concentrate on, we call them working age but under pension age people. Age UK, who are here today as well, are partners, so they're delivering advice and advocacy services for older people. And then we have 2 advocacy agencies. We have Taking Part, who provide advocacy services and also statutory advocacy services as well under this contract, and A4U, who provide disability-related advice and welfare benefits, and also run the Autism Hub at Louise House in Shropshire. So under this, we all work together across the board to provide advice, advocacy services and welfare benefits. So we're asked to do a case study, and I'm going to talk about Jane, who is a case study that we have presented as part of the contract. And I think across the services that we provide, about 7,500 residents of Shropshire we support through this contract. With 17,000 issues that come to us. 50% of all advice issues are welfare benefits, and nearly over a third of benefit issues relating to advocacy are about benefits and social care system. So we're embedded in, we talk about the system, embedded in there. We understand the problems that everybody faces when they hit that system. We also want to talk about outcomes for our clients. It never fails to amaze me. I've been in the service 26 years, and every year we say we've raised £3 million worth in extra benefits for our clients. At some point, we must have helped every resident in Shropshire across the partnership, and we said everyone will have what they are entitled to. And year on year, we still see people who haven't got the benefits that they're entitled to, that are living at a very low income. And last year, us working together, advice and advocacy, raised over, or helped clients apply for over £4 million worth of benefit income, or changing contracts from different energy suppliers as well. And year on year, that's the same amount. It's phenomenal. Anyway, I'm going to talk about Jane. And the reason I chose Jane as a case study is it does reflect the complexity of some of the issues that people come to us with. It's never blue skies when people come to us. They've hit a problem with the system, and it's becoming more and more complex. And it's taking longer to resolve those issues as well, as systems are becoming more complex. And we do rely on our other partners and work very closely together with those other contracts that Shropshire Council Commission like the Independence and Wellbeing Contract and the Sustain Consortium. We couldn't do without that support. And while it looks like there's a lot of duplication, there absolutely isn't. We specialise in what we do best, and we work with our partners to support our clients in the ways that our partners do best. It does reflect the rise in people coming to us with mental health issues, and they might not be the issue itself, but it just makes it harder for people to resolve their issues and to find that support. And it also shows that life happens. People can't help the things that impact on them. Sometimes it's just life throws curveballs at you, and we're there to support people and help them find the best options out of that. So Jane, I'm not coordinated. So Jane, she was a 34-year-old client, and she was a victim of domestic abuse. She was assaulted in her home, and she had a 9-year-old son. So she had to flee that home and find quick, urgent accommodation. She then suffered from PTSD, the trauma from that, and then her mental health spiraled out of control, and she had an addiction to alcohol as well. So she lost a son, and he went to live with his father. So when Jane came to us, she needed help around her employment issues, benefit issues, and housing advice. Now, Jane was fully employed full-time. She had her own house, and her employer was trying to be really helpful and saying, well, look, don't go sick, don't claim benefits, we'll make you redundant. She worked over 12 years, she would have a good package, but actually was that the best thing for Jane to do? So we had to go through what her entitlements were, what that would impact on her other benefits, like the housing benefit. And as she had to flee from her home, and the accommodation she had 3 bedrooms, so she was also hit by under occupancy, so what you know as the bedroom tax as well. So we had to help with her apply to the council for help with that extra part of the benefit that her rent that her housing benefit didn't cover. Housing rights as well, about what next to do. So we worked really hard with Jane. We got her the best way forward, and we applied for PIP for her as well, and she was stable and doing really well. And we worked with the social worker as well to make sure she had an action plan of going forward. And Jane was doing really well. So she tried to go back to her family home, and of course the trauma hit her backwards, and Jane tried to take her own life. So when we were back then out of the home trying to find temporary housing for her, starting the benefit process again because there's change of circumstances, it all escalates back, working with the social worker. And we also work with Sustain to get some tenancy support and to find her housing as well. And we start the process again, making sure she was stable and forward. And that support continues, so Jane comes back and we help her and she checks. And she's doing really well on her own. But now and again she needs to come back just to check that everything's okay. And they're the kind of clients that we see for advocacy and advice all the time now. As I said, 26 years I've been in the service, and I remember the days when people used to ring us up to find the time difference between here and New Zealand. Or how to cook jam. I've genuinely had that query. I didn't know usually till it's black and then you find buy a jar, but we don't have those now. People come to us with really complex issues, and we work together with all the partners and within advice, advocacy and welfare benefits partners, Age UK, Taking Part, and A4U as well. So we have a bit of information. As I said, we don't advertise ourselves as that contract. You know who we are. If you want to know, if you're a member of the public, how to access those services and signpost yourself to them, I've got the information and I can share that with you. If you're a professional here today, a social worker or a mental health practitioner, we've already come and given talks to you, but there is a referral process that we are putting together where you can refer your vulnerable clients for advocacy, statutory advocacy and welfare benefits support. So if you've got any questions, come and ask me. If you want a leaflet, I can give you it. Thank you very much.